Sanibonani, ninjani emakhaya. Let us welcome love and light. We welcome love, we welcome light. Samgela Utando, Samgela Ukan in our channel. Alright. Um, we want to be led by love, we want to be led by light. Okay. So so what is keeping us from love and light, right? And does witchcraft exist? Hmm, okay, that's what's coming up. So welcome to my channel. Ngiyalamukela kuhlelo lwami Indoni Yamazi, right? Where we are helping each other as light workers, torch bearers, as flashlights. I'm still gonna get my flashlight, by the way. So, and also bear with me while I'm easing up. I'm still trying to find my rhythm, my, I want this space to be warmly. I don't want it to be uptight. So bear with me while I try to balance up the two. I want to start the today's episode with a poem. One of my poems that I wrote. Okay, so I wrote this poem. I think it was maybe 2016, 16 thereabout, 2016. I wrote this poem in 2016. And I hung it up with my other stuff on my vision board because I feel it speaks to me, right? Especially about what I want to talk about today, right? So it says greatness, greatness untold, greatness unveiled. I hung my head in despair, felt as though I could disappear, fading away in the mist. Gazing side to side, I felt as though I am surrounded by a gazillions of me. Are we all the same? The common world has stolen my creativity, convinced me we are all the same. Nothing special about me. But then the Spirit of God arose and testified. He said, there is an eminence within me. He said, I am distinct and unique. He said, I hold gifts that can change the world. He said, I am the solution that the world is looking for. He said, I have answers that the world seeks. He said, I have healing powers within me. He said, I am more than a conqueror. Though the flesh tried to testify against me, saying, I am weak, incapable, made of dust. The Spirit of God objected and said, greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. He said, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Greatness untold, greatness unveiled. There is a greatness in each one of us. Do not hold back your power. Do not be timid. Do not shrink back when the enemy intimidates you. Stand your ground. Write your vision. Make it plain. Run with it. And the generations after you. Greatness unveiled. Greatness in you. So forgive the drama, guys. I told you that I'm in theater, so I doubt that's how I was writing the poem then in 2016 when I wrote this poem. But so what is keeping us from love and light? It all begins with a thought, with a thought, right? So there is power in our thoughts. There is power in uniqueness, in your own type of thought. So where are we missing it? In love and light. In my understanding, it's because we are all trying to be the same. That is where we are limiting it. There is too much competition because we are all thinking the same. We are all, trying to be the same. So the uniqueness of your mind is very, very important. The uniqueness of my mind is very, very important, right? Our thoughts, I don't know if you understand. When I'm saying it all begins with a thought, I'm saying I am a product of a thought of God. Do you understand? Your thought has the power to create your thought. That's how powerful our thoughts are. So, if we are not training our minds to think creatively about our lives, then we are slowly dying or we are slowly becoming somebody else who's not really us, right? So that is where I believe we are missing it when it comes to love, chasing love and light. So your thought is the power to create. Your thought is the power to create. All of creation exists right now because of a thought. And I was watching a movie. I'm a documentary fan. I don't want this to be so tense, it's becoming too tense. But anyway, sometimes I'm a Pisces, sometimes we get so deep. So forgive me. So I like documentaries, so I was watching this documentary called Infinity. Yeah, Infinity. So at the end they said that what will remain is a thought. It just blew my mind. It totally blew my mind. That it made me realize the power of the thought, right? So, which brings me to why renewing our mind is very important, right? Why is renewing our mind very important? Because we have been accustomed to a certain way of thinking that has made us to loop, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, but it's not going to add up. So if you're doing the same thing over and over again, you are still going to get the same result over and over again. You won't get anything. So as long as we don't change our thought patterns, we are going to be stuck in loops. So is witchcraft real? According to my opinion, yes, witchcraft is real because witchcraft is the power of the thought and intention and an emotion fused together. Then you create. So, witchcraft, sometimes we bewitch ourselves with our own ways of thinking, our patterns. We think that maybe we are bewitched by other people, but we are bewitching ourselves by not changing the way we think, you will have the power to change your reality by the thoughts that you are thinking today. You understand? So instead of doing the same thing over and over again, like you are triggered, you go out to drink and you end up doing the same thing that you did the last time. This time, don't go drinking or drink at home or like, like change something. Don't do the same thing over and over. I mean, that's what being a light worker is. Changing, changing, pursuing the light, being better than the person that you were yesterday, right? Regardless of your background, regardless of what has happened to you, even if you are justified to feel, to go through the emotions that you're going through, pursue love, pursue light. And the only way we do that is through renewing our minds, renewal of our minds. So once we have renewed our minds, we can now do magic. Miracles start to happen instead of. So if you change your thoughts, if you change your thought patterns and you pursue light, maybe you used to go out. Okay, let's say person A goes out to drink and then gets drunk and then stabs somebody, and then person A goes to prison, or person A now starts running for their life, and then now person A has to live through this depression or whatever. Person A does not need to live in a circle where they are running for their life, for their lives. They can choose to stop running and face the start changing. Maybe start by, I don't know, finding a place to live. I don't know about turning yourself in, but small changes. That's what I'm talking about. Small changes. Okay, you start small. Change something small. Let me try to find a very small example. It's just that I went straight for murder. The power of the mind. Hey, okay, my time. I don't want this video to be long. I just wanted to come here and remind us that while we're busy over the weekend, enjoying ourselves, having a good time, let's be conscious. Let's be conscious of our thoughts. Let's be conscious of our thoughts. What are you thinking? Because as you are thinking, you are creating. What is happening? The most important moment in your life is your present moment. In isikhathi esibalulekile empilweni yakho yonke isikhathi samanje, okwenzayo manje, engikucabangayo manje, yiyo lento ebalulekile. So we'll see you next time, and we will talk about all these the different dynamics of witchcraft, right? So there's the witchcraft of self, where you are busy bewitching yourself with your own thoughts, right? You keep looping yourself. And then there's the witchcraft of wishing somebody bad, but not knowing, you just by your intentions and your thoughts, maybe you just don't like that person, and then you somehow you just wish, why lo vele anganyamalali or something, that 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 day is witchcraft. That thing can go and harm that person because you're creating with your thoughts. You're creating, some people say creating energy, but you are creating something. So you are going to harm that person with your thoughts. You see? Then there's the witchcraft of Okay, so that one is just innocent witchcraft because you don't know, you just think you're justified to just think whatever you want to think. But energy, once created, it has to go and land somewhere. You have to know that. Once you create energy, it has to go and land somewhere. So if that thought goes to that person with those intentions, maybe you wish that person should disappear or should face a heartbreak or whatever, and then there's no negativity in that person, that thing will come back to you, and you're the one that's going to be suffering a heartbreak, and you'll be wondering what is happening to you. But you created the energy when you sent an intention to somebody else. You see, the power of the thought. That's what I'm trying to show you. That's why I'm saying witchcraft is real, because witchcraft comes from our thoughts. All right. Then there's the second kind of witchcraft, is the one where a person unintentionally, maybe also accidentally, you sent an intention to harm somebody. Maybe the person is now injured or they're now sick. Maybe you just wished the person could be get sick. Now you realize that, oh, shoot, I wish that person could get sick. Could it be that? And then instead of repenting, you actually rejoice that that person got that. That is witchcraft. That is witchcraft. We don't want that. Okay, we disperse such energies, right? And then the other kind of witchcraft is the witchcraft of full intent. All right, these are the ones that do it knowing what they're doing now. The blood sacrifices now, the swapping of destinies, the stealing of whatever inheritances, whatever you see. Those deep ones now, the ones that you would see on Nigerian movies, right? So, but it all begins with a thought. It all begins with a thought. So please, 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 please be conscious of your thoughts. Be conscious of what you are thinking every time. Be present in the moment. Be aware of what is happening around you, because the only time that is ever important in this lifetime is the present moment. That's where you are creating your reality. Okay, I don't know if there's even going to be a part two. I feel like I've finished everything. So, um, in my closing statement, I would like to quote one of my favorite inspiration. Hey, whatever, as in Sloom, guys. Albania Jr. Okay, so he says, remember, you only know what you think you know. You only know what you think you know. Okay,